Hey, it's Drew Neiser here with another Thursday tip. We could be talking about a lot of different things, but one thing we haven't talked about on one of these Tuesday tips is reputation. So who better than Rebecca Biestman, the CMO of Reputation, a newly branded from reputation.com, to give us 3 tips on how to improve your B2B brand's reputation. So Rebecca, what's tip number 1?
Tip number 1 is to listen everywhere.
Okay, so what does that mean? I mean, I try to listen everywhere. I get my Google alerts. I'm imagining it's got to be bigger than more than Google alerts.
Yeah, everywhere that your brand and business is being talked about. So unsolicited channels where people are talking about you, solicited feedback like surveys or call centers. To be able to listen to all of that and all of that in one place is going to help you effectively manage your reputation.
Okay, so we have all the data points. One of the things that I'm imagining when we have all the data points is that it's hard to figure out what's important. So what's tip number 2?
Tip number 2 is to be able to distill those analytics that you're getting, to your point, into something actionable, meaning what can I do about it?
And that's I love that idea too, because I know that you get a reputation score. But let's talk about, what does that mean, actionable? I mean, what kinds of actions would a brand do, or what kind of actions would your service provide them?
Absolutely. So everything from product feedback, if you have a technology product that's buggy, right? Or if you have a piece of hardware that's not working the way it's supposed to, all the way to customer service and support feedback, all of that can be actionable by any B2B brand.
And would you be able to distinguish that if I spend a little more energy here, I'd be able to see the score go here so I could focus on the things that would really matter?
Absolutely. So we help you to distill what is going to be the best bang for your buck and those company resources.
Wow, that's pretty huge. Okay, what's tip number 3?
Tip number 3 is engagement and follow-up. So it's one thing to be able to listen, it's one thing to be able to action on it, but you have to actively engage with those audiences that are talking about you in case they need more information, in case they don't know you closed the loop. They want to hear from you, the brand, directly.
Right. Okay. So that's such an important point, and in many ways, we all know we should do that. If someone leaves a comment somewhere, you should respond, and it shouldn't take 24 hours or 48 hours. I think, in an ideal world, most of us expect to get like a response in a few minutes, right?
Yep. Exactly. It's a two-way conversation. That's what all consumers, whether they're B2B or B2C, want today.
So, all right. So there you have 3 tips for, but sort of managing and improving your reputation. 1 is listen everywhere. 2, make sure that you have an actionable plan. And 3, engage. I mean, don't just let those comments happen out there. All right. That's your Tuesday tip for listening. Thanks, Rebecca.